Hello, I'm Logan Kelly, and I'm happy to be joined by Katherine Fossler, who is the Associate Director of the Small Business Development Center here at the University of Wisconsin, River Falls. Katherine, welcome.
Thank you, Logan. It's good to be here.
Very good. I have a few questions for you, but before we begin, could you tell us just a little bit about the SBDC and what it does?
Absolutely. The SBDC, Small Business Development Center, is a national organization. We are located in all 50 states, and our primary funder is the Small Business Administration. So we are primarily federally funded, and our job is to be the champion for small businesses. In Wisconsin, the funds are deployed with and through the university system. And there are 11 four-year campuses that host a small business development center office like the one here at UW River Falls. Campuses can leverage the resources of the SBDC, and the SBDC can leverage the rich resources of the universities. My office serves Polk, Pierce, and St. Croix counties. We provide no-cost professional business advising and targeted business programming. We serve businesses at all stages, from pre-venture through growth, maturity, and transition.
Very good. I know you said there were several different SBDC offices in the state of Wisconsin, but I seem to remember your office has won a pretty prestigious award here in the not too distant past.
Yes, last year we were the State Center for Innovation and Excellence, which was a very prestigious award, and that was presented by the Wisconsin SBA.
Very good. So the SBDC is kind of the boots on the ground for the SBA. What are you hearing from businesses day in and day out?
Oh, great question, Logan. Thank you. We are talking to a lot of businesses too, just to frame what we are doing in Polk, Pierce, and St. Croix counties. The UW River Falls has assembled a interdepartmental team to help me be proactive in our outreach to businesses that are in our service area. Through this team, we've been able to talk to almost 500 businesses since mid-March, and there's been several different themes that have emerged over these past 6-7 weeks. The biggest question we're hearing right now is, where is my money? And this is in reference to applications that have been submitted for the two primary funding streams offered by the SBA, the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, and the Economic Injury Disaster Loan with its forgiveness advance. Many businesses have applied. We finished the first round of funding. The second round of funding did start a week ago, today actually, on a week ago Monday on April 27th. Many applications are in the pipeline. People are waiting for this funding, as many of them have gone through the cash reserves that they had. We are starting to hear of Economic Injury Disaster Loan forgiveness advance. Money's just kind of randomly showing up in people's bank accounts. And so that's a good thing. Just watch your bank account. And the Paycheck Protection Program is starting to be deployed by lenders and fintech companies too. We need to keep in mind that the SBA has loaned out more money in the first 14 days than they have in a total of 14 years. So that's pretty impressive, and there's a little delay, but we are seeing the funds starting to come through now. Another common theme that we're hearing from the businesses we're talking to is, when you do get your paycheck protection funds, you need to spend them within 8 weeks of the funds showing up in your bank account. It needs to be spent for specific purposes. The main one, getting your staffing levels back to what they were pre-COVID. So how do I hire people? that we laid off. As we know, unemployment benefits are really generous right now. So what are some ways that we can get our staffing levels back up? And then we're hearing a lot about supply chain disruptions, alternative ways of finding those supplies and reaching different vendors. So those are some of the main concerns we're hearing.
Very good. In your experience, what programs are having the most impact for small businesses?
The programs that are having the most impact right now, because of the broad reach and because they are national programs, are the SBA's Paycheck Protection Program and the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. And I'll just give a little bit more about the programs so that you have an understanding of what those two programs are specifically, because they are still available. We're in round 2 of the funding right now. So the Paycheck Protection Program, which we affectionately call PPP or Triple P, is a 1% 2-year, 6-month deferred loan that is offered through participating lenders, which includes credit unions and fintechs like PayPal, Cabbage, etc. And the purpose of PPP is to get people back to work, to get people off of unemployment and back in the working sector. The caveat is that you have 8 weeks to spend the funds. 75% of the money needs to go towards payroll associated costs such as sick leave or benefits, and the remaining 25% of the PPP can be used for mortgage interest, rent, and utilities. We also have the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, which is really for operating capital. And this one is direct from the SBA. They're bypassing lenders totally. It is funds through the U.S. Treasury. So that is for operating capital. It is a 3.75% interest rate, 30-year term, 12-month deferred. And then along with that program is the EIDL, Economic Injury Disaster Loan Forgiveness Advance, and this is the one we're seeing people finding in their bank accounts now. It's up to $10,000. It's $1,000 per employee, and that does include the business owner. And these funds need to be used pretty similar to the PPP for payroll and payroll associated expenses. And you can't use the same expenses for the two programs. And we're encouraging people to take really detailed notes as to how they utilize these funds to make sure that they are forgivable. Both of the programs are available to pretty much everybody. For-profits, non-profits, ag, sole proprietors, independent contractors, and all types of corporations. So this is what we're seeing the most of right now because they do have such a broad reach and they've been so generously funded. Round 2 of the PPP went live on the 27th, and of the 310 billion, it's hard to say billion, I don't say that much, dollars, 175 billion is gone as of today, the first week of funding. So there is still money in the PPP, and the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Portal is still closed right now. It was refunded round 2 a week ago today also with another 60 billion. And I heard that is going live later today, but just for ag businesses. So we're waiting to hear final word on that too.
So one question that kind of comes to mind, I think we've talked about this a little bit, but what resources are available to help businesses? And I wonder if you could talk about that with respect to, say, contrasting maybe what's available to, say, the independent contractor versus slash freelancer, and then the more traditional small business, which has the employees and maybe a little bit bigger than just a single person operation.
Absolutely. And the SBA defines small businesses as it's somewhat industry specific, but a business that has 500 employees or less. So that's the traditional definition of small business too, just to be clear on that. The SBA Express Bridge Loan is a product that's available now, and that's been probably almost as popular as the PPP and the EIDL. However, it has more specific qualifications. It's open to all types of businesses, but you do need to have a business relationship with an SBA Express lender. The product does allow you, however, to access up to $25,000 rather quickly. So it's a stopgap measure for the other programs that are available. The SBA is also offering debt relief, and this is limited to those who already have an SBA product, a 7A loan, a 504, or a microloan that was issued prior to September 27th. And they're paying the principal and interest on these products for the next 6 months. The Wisconsin Department of Revenue is also offering tax relief. There's deferred filing, and this is for anyone who pays revenue taxes, excise, sales, and employee withholding. Normally, these taxes would be due in March. It's been extended to mid-May, to when these will be due. The Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development, DWD, less than a week ago, launched the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, which now includes business owners and those that would normally not qualify for unemployment. So this includes LLCs, sole proprietors, and contractors too, Logan. There is the formula is it's 1% of your 2019 net income, plus you are available in most cases for the additional federal funds of $600 a week. Mm-hmm. We're seeing people starting to receive these benefits. One caveat for anyone who files this is you do need to either mail through the U.S. Post Office or fax proof of your 2019 earnings before you are fully qualified to receive this. So don't forget that second step. The PUA, Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, will last up to 39 weeks. It can go retro to week ending February 8th, 2020, or the first week that you are out of work. And the last payable week is December 26th. That's a really nice program. As we all know, the unemployment offices are really overloaded, but they are seeming to go through these applications pretty quickly. There are also local and regional funds available. There are some funds available depending on your specific situation for nonprofits. We're recommending that you reach out to your local EDOs, your city, as well as your other county resources.
Well, very good. So what should businesses be doing right now to survive and will plan for reopening?
Cash is really important right now. We are recommending at the SBDC that you conserve and protect your cash flow. None of us know how long this is going to last, what reopening under the Badger Bounce Back program is going to look like, or different protocols when reopening, or if there will be a reoccurrence. So just being really conservative and protecting your cash. Something that all businesses can do is negotiating your terms of credit, maybe moving to just-in-time delivery if you have a tangible product. Part of your cash cycle in that case is also turning your inventory into cash. Think about ways that you can turn your inventory faster, maybe grouping products together, promotions. We're seeing a lot of gift cards being done. And then talk about your bank if you haven't. Talk with your bank if you haven't already about deferring payments, interest-only payments. Lenders really want to partner and work with you. They want you to be in business when this is over. Marketing is really important right now. It's a different climate. How can you really step up your marketing, maximize your online presence, do Facebook, alternative forms of delivery. Again, the gift certificates can be sold online. And what type of changes do you temporarily need to make to your business model? We like to use the business model canvas at the SBDC. When you look at those 9 building blocks of your business, maybe you have a different customer segment you can target right now, different problems you can solve. Maybe you can deliver your goods and services in a unique way, or repurpose and pivot, like the breweries that we're seeing now making hand sanitizer. What can you do in your business to make it more relevant to what's happening? And because cash is the lifeblood of your business, and under non-COVID-19 circumstances, 82% of businesses fail because of cash flow issues. Again, cash is more important than ever right now. We're sitting down with businesses virtually at the SBDC and helping them do 13-week rolling cash flow projections. That is about a calendar quarter, and then you can see where you're going to have those pinch points in your cash, and it can help you make really good decisions and be proactive on what programs you participate in, when those programs will have the most impact, and what you can do to space out your cash. It eliminates surprises when you have a 13-week rolling cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing we're really encouraging businesses to do, actually 2 more things. One is to do a SWOT analysis, and this can help inform your business model canvas. Right now, during this pandemic situation, do a SWOT analysis just for this situation to see what types of weaknesses you need to shore up, what kind of opportunities there are. There are lots of new threats. And what types of strengths can you leverage right now to keep your business going during this time and come out strong at the end? Also, we're here as the SBDC. We're still doing consulting. We're doing it virtually, of course, but our consulting is no cost. We have the tools of the business model canvas. We have the tools of the 13-week rolling cash flow. We can help you do a SWOT analysis. We can help you determine how to best get your business online and reach clients that way. And also, we're doing a lot of consulting around how do I need to deploy my PPP or my idle funds so that they remain in a forgivable state.
Mm-hmm. Well, very good. And I presume we've talked about a lot of resources and information. I presume there's a fair amount of information on the SBDC's website.
Yes, if you Google WI for Wisconsin and then SBDC, it's a very comprehensive site with probably all the resources I talked about today, Logan.
Yeah, and we can include a link to that, as well as any other links you think might be helpful in the comments of this video. But thank you very much. I really appreciate your talking to us for a little bit about what I think is probably the most important thing to economic recovery, is bridging the gap. And that's really what a lot of this is. But thank you very much for your time.
Yes, thank you, Logan.